As you watch this ruling scroll by on your screen, I want you to understand something very clearly. This document is not justice. It's not neutrality. It's not the law applied faithfully to the facts. What you are reading is a rationalization. Page after page, you'll see language that sounds judicial, measured, restrained, authoritative. But language alone does not make a ruling legitimate. What matters is what is confronted and what is avoided. And what this ruling avoids is the truth. Let's start with the evidence that was never preserved. The most critical video evidence in this case, evidence that showed U.S. Marshals waving me forward, inviting me toward the courthouse door, and creating the very conduct they later criminalized, was not produced. Not because it didn't exist, not because it wasn't requested, but because the government claimed it was not preserved due to technical error. Read that again as it scrolls past. After multiple timely demands, after explicit notice of its importance, after the government knew beyond any doubt that this footage showed their own misconduct, and yet the court accepted that explanation. In any real courtroom, any courtroom governed by precedent, due process, and basic fairness, the loss of exculpatory evidence does not benefit the government. It destroys their case, but not here. Here, the court excused the marshals, excused the prosecution, and shifted the burden onto the defendant. That is not law. That is favoritism. As this ruling scrolls, notice what you will not find. You will not find a serious analysis of entrapment, even though the record shows federal officers initiating contact, signaling me forward, and escalating only after I criticized them. You will not find a meaningful discussion of selective enforcement, even though others recorded freely and moved unchallenged until my message became inconvenient. You will not find a finding of actual obstruction, because there was none. The door was locked, marked emergency exit only. No member of the public was blocked. No access was impeded. No operations were disrupted. What the court relies on instead is speculation. What could have happened? What might have been perceived? What security officials claim they felt? That is not a criminal standard. That is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That is fear elevated above facts. Now pay attention to the timing. The judge ordered, by his own words, that a ruling would issue by or before January 15th. That deadline mattered, not symbolically, legally. And yet this ruling came a day late. Judges do not miss deadlines when decisions are easy. They do not delay rulings when guilt is obvious. They do not struggle when the law is clear. This delay speaks louder than any paragraph in this order. It tells you this case was not simple. It tells you acquittal was on the table. It tells you the court knew reversal risk existed. And instead of following the law, the court chose preservation of authority, of relationships, of institutional comfort. As you scroll further, you'll see repeated assurances that this ruling was content neutral. But neutrality is not declared, it's demonstrated. When enforcement begins only after criticism of federal agents, when profanity becomes disorderly only when directed upward, when cameras are tolerated until they document misconduct, that is not neutrality. That is retaliation with better grammar. This ruling tries to separate speech from conduct, pretending the two are unrelated. But protest is conduct. Journalism is conduct. Recording government officials is conduct. The First Amendment does not protect speech in a vacuum. It protects it in the real world, where cameras are held, signs are raised, voices are heard, and officials are made uncomfortable. And that is the real offense here. Discomfort. As this ruling scrolls, understand what you are witnessing. You are not watching a court explain why I was guilty. You are watching a court explain why the government should not be embarrassed. Now let me say something that may surprise you. This conviction is the best possible outcome. An acquittal here would have buried the misconduct. It would have insulated the marshals. It would have prevented review. Instead, this ruling created something far more dangerous to abuse of power. A record. A record of missing evidence. A record of ignored precedent. A record of forum manipulation. A record of speech reframed as nuisance. A record of deadlines missed and standards lowered. And records traveled. This case now leaves this courtroom. It goes to judges who were not present. Judges who do not answer to the marshals. Judges who are not invested in justifying what happened here. So I want to say this directly. Thank you, Judge Thomas LeBlanc. Thank you for putting your reasoning on paper instead of doing the easy thing. Thank you for choosing conviction over concealment. Because now the question is no longer whether I was disorderly. The question is whether the government can destroy evidence, bait citizens, criminalize journalism, and rely on judicial indulgence to escape accountability. That question will be answered. Not here. Not by one magistrate judge, but by a panel of judges who will read this ruling the same way you are right now. Slowly, carefully, and with the benefit of distance. And when they do, this ruling will not stand. Because the Constitution does not bend for convenience. It does not yield to embarrassment. And it does not disappear because federal agents demand it. Scroll on. Let the record speak. And just so everybody knows, there's an article posted on WTPnews.org. www.wtpnews.org. Everything has been well documented in this case. There are things that certainly need to be made privy to the public. It is my intention to do exactly that. Make sure the public gets what the public deserves. Transparency, accountability, and protection of the rights that the government has an obligation not to infringe upon. This is going to appeal. This is going to the Supreme Court. Not backing down. Y'all want me to come in? Hey, they're trying to wave me in the courthouse. So he just waved me in. Should I accept the invitation? I think I should accept the invitation. Hello. After you. Well, look who it is.
Hey, man, look, I'm gonna tell you, can't be getting reported to be arrested.
Okay, you called me in here. You son of a bitch, I was outside on the fucking sidewalk. You told me to come in here, motherfucker. I'm going outside. You called me in here, motherfucker. You baited me in, you piece of shit. Fucking pussy. You fucking pussy. I'm holding my ground. I'm holding the line. You got to hold the line. The road's in your rights. You cannot. You need to suck my dick. I'm on public fucking property. Let's go. Let's go. No, you're not. I'm getting it. You ain't touching my camera. I'm getting my camera.
You prove it right now. If you don't, I am seizing this camera.
Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
So what? So this door.
You got 1 second.
This door is locked.
You got 1 second.
This door is locked.
This is an entryway. We're on the other side of the barricade.
I'm right. I'm fine right here.
2,
I'm
1.
really. Oh! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Yeah. They say they independent, but they quiet when it's real. Profit off the courage, never bleeding what they feel. Got the facts, got the files, got the truth within reach. Silence ain't neutral, silence is a choice when you see it. Yeah. They say they independent, but they quiet when it's real. Profit off the courage, never bleeding what they feel. Got the facts, got the files, got the truth within reach. Silence ain't neutral, silence is a choice. When you see they say they independent, but they flinch when it's time. Truth causes comfort, so they leave it on the line. I'm still standing in the fire, every record still intact. You can mute a man's mic, but you can't erase the facts. I didn't ask for favors, I asked for eyes on the proof. Court stamps, time stamps, transcripts, tell the truth. Didn't need agreement, didn't need a friend. Just journalism that don't fold when it bends. Power always pushes back, that's history class. What shook me was the silence from the ones with the past. Big platform, indie brands, truth in the bio, but freeze when the story might disturb they silo. This ain't fear of loss, it's fear of position. Access over honesty, safety over mission. They monetize rebellion, sell courage by the clip, but won't touch real consequences when the system gets hit. I paid in jail time, finances, families strain. Why they count you talking theory, never touching the pain. So when I say, I notice who looked away, understand, this ledger don't fade with the day. They say they independent, but they quiet when it's real. Profit off the courage, never bleeding what they feel. Got the facts, got the files, got the truth within reach. Silence ain't neutral, silence is a choice when you see it. Journalism ain't vibes, it's verification. Not branding, not friendships, not self-preservation. You don't gotta like me, don't gotta agree. Just follow the record where the evidence leads, and it would've paid. That's the part they won't say. Clicks, growth, engagement, easy runway. But money wasn't missing, courage was scarce. They chose comfort backstage over standing out front. They talk whole power accountable, merch on the screen, but dodge real accountability when it ain't clean. Independent in name, corporate in reflex. Same avoidance patterns, just a different address. I reached out in good faith, no angle, no spin. Just look at the facts, then decide where you stand. Got nothing but quiet, like I never existed. But ignoring injustice don't make you detached, it makes you enlisted. They say they independent, but they quiet when it's real. Profit off the courage, never bleeding what they feel. Got the facts, got the files, got the truth within reach. Silence ain't neutral, silence is a choice when you see it. So let me say it clean, no theatrics, no plea. This ain't a meltdown, it's a record from me. History don't crown who stay polished and safe. It remembers who spoke when silence was paid. The documents breathe, the timeline's alive. Every attempt to bury it just proves it survived. I'm still here, still filing, still naming the harm. Why they guard their platforms like a gated alarm. If independence cracks when it's tested by truth, then it wasn't a prince, so it was a costume and booth. I'm not asking for rescue, not begging for light. I'm marking the moment you chose not to fight. So when the archive opens and the dust finally clears, let the record show who vanished and who stays sincere. I stood on the facts, no edits, no noise, and I said it plain. Silence is a choice. Silence is a choice. Silence is a choice.
The press.
So you're tuning in live for National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. We the People News.
Kidnapped quick, no warrant, no case. Camera smashed out, tripod in my face. First Amendment written, they erased, but the court said Cohen already placed. Hey! Operation Silence the Press, they plotted, they guessed, but the truth don't rest. It beats in my chest, from Cohen and Cali to Lafayette stress. Rights don't vanish cause the marshals press. Broke my gear, try to kill my breath. Shackle me cold, start me near death, but the voice survives and I stand confessed. I expose what they fear. Silence the press. August 25th, courthouse stone. Sign in my hands, I stood alone. Words from the past, Cohen's tone. Fuck the marshals, carved in bone. Hated news and badge with a snarl. Threatened my cam, said seize it all. I stepped back slow, obeyed the call. Then he lung slammed hard, I fall. Tripod cracked, my gimbal broke. Camera crushed and the government choked. First Amendment, bled in the smoke, but the record stands. I spoke. Operation Silence the Press, they plotted, they guessed, but the truth don't rest. It beats in my chest, from Cohen and Cali to Lafayette stress. Rights don't vanish cause the marshals press. Broke my gear, trying to kill my breath. Shackle me cold, start me near death, but the voice survives and I stand confessed. I expose what they fear. Silence the press. dragged to a cell, chest punched tight, couldn't breathe deep, heart raced all night, knock his arm back just to fight for air. Now he screams assault while I'm gasping there. I take slow, no sirens near, paramedics mock, no mercy here. Hospital cold, the truth unclear, delay in the jail, they jeered. Pastor Olivier, cuff cut bone. I asked what's the charge, he had none shown, just a hole for the feds. My rights dethroned, that's kidnapping law in a danger zone. 40 pages black, lies in disguise. I for yeah, hit the scheme, but the scars don't lie. Laugh all you want, but the tape don't die. Operation failed, truth multiplies. Jailhouse freezing, blanket torn, no food served, constitution scorned, wrist bones twisted, pain reborn, but the fight lit brighter in the darkest storm. This ain't 30 days, this is principle strong. 54 years, the court said wrong. One man's lyric, another man's song, and I spit that truth in a world gone wrong. Cross they plots, they stitch and weave. Oxford to Galveston, tricks deceive, but you can't erase what the people believe. The first don't fade when the lions grieve. Operation Silence the Press, they plotted, they guessed, but the truth don't rest. It beats in my chest, from Cohen and Cali to Lafayette stress. Rights don't vanish cause the marshals press. Broke my gear, tried to kill my breath. Shackle me cold, spot me near death, but the voice of violence, and I stand confessed, I expose what they fear. Silence the press.
Operation Silence the Press.
Silence the press.
This one's for Bad Actors Volume 2. They just filed document 23 trying to keep you from hearing the truth. They're scared. Listen, the U.S. Attorney's Office, they running scared. Filing motions, hoping that the truth ain't shared. They want a protective order, they cite Rule 16, saying the evidence is sensitive, can't be seen by you and me. They talking courthouse security, operational plans, communications with the federal judges, getting sticky hands. They say disclosure would compromise the whole operation, but what they're really scared of is the public's education. They point the finger at me, say I post on YouTube, say I'm just stress testing the system, that's their weak excuse. So they want my lawyer gagged, wanna keep the files from me. They don't want the people seeing what I'm about to help them see. They want a protective order, I call it a gag order. They move in the shadows, I'm moving the light. They're fighting to hide it, I'm fighting for my rights. This ain't just my freedom, it's the public's right to know. This is Bad Actors. This is Bad Actors Volume 2. Now sit and watch the show. This is Bad Actors Volume 2. My team filed Doc 25, the opposition hits them hard. Your Honor, this whole case is a house of cards. I'm a Navigate journalist, you can check the subs. This ain't a prosecution, it's a political snub. They mad about my constitutionally protected activity, exposing unlawful surveillance. That's why they mad at me, I run We the People News. I filed a FOIA request, found a bolo alert on me just for doing my job, no rest. And here's the part that really got them looking dumb. The info they wanna protect, it's in the public domain. I published the FOIA docs, the emails they wanna hide. On August 23rd, I put it all online. That was 2 days before the arrest on the 25th. So how you gonna claim it's sensitive, save it for the 5th? They want a protective order, I call it a gag order. They move in the shadows, I'm moving the light. They fighting to hide it, I'm fighting for my rights. This ain't just my freedom, it's the public's right to know. This is Bad Actors Volume 2. Bad Actors Volume 2. Now sit and watch the show. This is Bad Actors Volume 2. The judge dropped an interim order, that's document 24. A temporary muzzle till they can figure out the law. They say they finding good cause, potential of harm. Just vague assertions to trigger the alarm. They wanna hide the methods of the U.S. Marshal, but those methods are the story, that's the whole parcel. This is improper motivation, a retaliatory case. They trying to shut me up, trying to erase my face. My lawyer said it plain, this is a public matter. The First Amendment's on the line, watch them scatter. We ask for less restrictive means like simple redactions, but they want a blanket ban. These are the bad actors. You can't make something secret that's already public. The FOIA docs are out, the live stream of the arrest is out. This isn't about security, it's about the government covering up its own misconduct. This is Bad Actors Volume 2, and we will not be silenced. WTP News. actors in bright daylight, courtrooms dim the truth at night. Turn the scales to weapons, but the record still will fight. I carry files like land and set the corridors alight. If justice lost the map, then I become the satellite. Bad actors in bright daylight. 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 I dug through boxes. Labels written like ciphers in code, a name threaded through motions, every pathway in the load. Case notes whisper advocate, but the echoes don't align. When victim means the powerful, the word's been redefined. According to my papers, and the dates that never lie, December bled to January while the truth was left to dry. I stood alone, proceeding raw with Constitution worn, while doors that should protect the hurt guarded those who sworn. Stories already flagged by cops as false and sworn reports. Yet counsel came federally blessed to bend to join in courts. I wrote my time like ink and ash, like affidavits sing. The shepherd feeds the wolves, while hope is left for spring. Bad actors in bright daylight, courtrooms in the truth at night. Turn the scales to weapons, but the record still will fight. I carry files like land and set the corridors alight. If justice lost the map, then I become the satellite. Bad actors in bright daylight. 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 Pages mark the handoffs, family court to criminal plea. Two forms braided tight like rope around the neck of free. Co-counsel, choreography, petitions, time to sway. A dance of seal advantage while I scrape to see my day. According to the filings and the stamps beside the names, victim funds flow downstream where they shouldn't fuel the flames. If advocacy's mirror flips and point to who it shields, then every oath of office cracks and justice floods the fields. I watch the public purse become a private barricade and learn that rights aren't abstract words, that debts the state has made. So I charted every contact, every docket, every call, because sunlight isn't mercy, it's a summons to us all. Bad actors in bright daylight, courtrooms dim the truth at night. Turn the scales to weapons, but the record still will fight. I carry files like land and set the corridors alight. If justice lost the map, then I become the satellite. Bad actors in bright daylight. 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 September inked a bargain, no contest on a page. A quiet deal that kept the gears well oiled against my stage. But history keeps carbon copies, pressure setting clear. And patterns make a RICO map that prosecutors fear. So audit every grant and hour, follow every trail. And funds for victims dress the wolf, that ledger tells the tale. I'm naming names inside the rhyme, the way a docket names. Not verdicts from a chorus, but the claims my record frames. To Christie, hear the chorus, this is notice, not a curse. It's evidence in meter, built from memos, not from hearse. And when my daughters ask me how the truth outlived the spin, I'll show them how a file marked heart keeps beating from within. Bad actors in bright daylight, courtrooms dim the truth at night. Turn the scales to weapons, but the record still will fight. I carry files like land and set the corridors alight. If justice lost the map, then I'll become the satellite. Bad actors in bright daylight. 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 These verses state my allegations and opinion, grounded in my case records and filings. Let the audits and the courts test them.
Yeah. Circle that Monday. Lock it in, lock it tight. National Fuck the Fed Day. Run it. Monday mark red, whole city on alert, alert. Alphabet boys lurk deep in the dirt. FBI creeping like a glitch in the night. Trying to map my whole life off a satellite. Kick those 3 heavy boots, loud steel, but they shake when the truth hit harder than the real. Files on the block, on your mom, on your name, but the story always twisted when they narrate the frame. Surveillance on blast, it's a normalized net, but we clock every angle that they think we forget. Department of corruption, yeah, the label fits clean. Same tricks, new tech, same paranoid machine. Ain't watching for safety, they build in a cage, replacing our freedom with fear on the page. But every year louder, we don't bend, we stay and we circle that money like a kind of display. Play.
National Fuck the Feds, they let it bang, bang. 808 shake while the whole crowd sing. They prey on the weak, but the streets don't sleep. And we rise wide awake when they slither and creep. National Fuck the Feds, they run that back. For the ones they pinned in a stack. Not violence, defiance, we demand our say. And we own that Monday like a brand new way.
Next up, marshals, heavy steps in the fall. Cross state, hunts like a wolf with a badge in the jaw. Says justice, but we know that script dragnet wide. Every name gets clipped, every raid prepped up like a flex on the ground. But procedure ain't justice with no truth around. Another file closed, another body misplaced. Same chase, same case, just a different face.
They been running that route since the system began, treating shadows like suspects and suspects like playing. But we flip that weighted to fearing the flame, and that money hit back like a claim, reclaim.
National for the feds, they feel that roll.
Heart synced up with the kick and the flow. This ain't hate, it's the right to demand truth, rights, dignity, not blood on our hands.
National for the feds, they run that bag. Last round attorneys with the quorum stand, stacking charges sky high just to force your hand. Plead out or drown, that's the deal they imply. Make the truth take a seat while the stats stay high. Inflated and diamond like balloons and hum, so the numbers look strong. Know the justice is small, twisted words and they're not been inclined this tight. Call it fair trial while they rig that fight, but we break that cycle, stand tall, no sway. And we caught it true deep in November's day. National for the feds, they loud and rock. For the race, the lives, above the law. We rise as one voice, one force, one flame, and we chant that Monday like we own that name.
Yeah. Where my supporters at? Yeah. They jump in my stream with their keyboard courage, spreading lies like a plague, trying to discourage. You ain't no journalist, that's what they claim, but I got DOJ paper. Federal courts know my name. General counsel stamped it, recognition official. While these trolls stay bitter, spreading lies artificial. 18 USC 21, read the definition clear. Unlawful seizure, confinement, the truth they fear. They bend and twist statutes like they made of clay, but when it fits perfect, got nothing to say. Fell right in they lab textbook crime scene, but they act like I'm crazy, like I'm chasing dreams. Where my supporters at? When the battle gets hot, sitting on the sidelines.